Good morning. I'm Katie Heiser, I'm the aquatic director here at McFarland School. I have worked in this district for over 20 years, and I've written hundreds of letters of recommendation for many athletes and many of my employees. I've written for private colleges, public colleges, tons of different scholarship committees, for grad schools, med schools, law schools, for Peace Corps, for Teach America, and for the military. But this was the first time that I had the privilege to actually write for the Rhodes Scholarship, which, you know, just saying it is pretty darn intimidating. And I did not have the privilege to go to McFarland, so my preparation probably wasn't as good as most of yours are going to be for writing letters of recommendation. Anyways, when Drew asked me, it was kind of like, really? Me? I mean, he's got these amazing professors and this amazing history of all this stuff, and I'm like, Drew, you know, I run the pool, dude. You know? So it was very intimidating, and I, you know, asked around and asked some people about how to do it and where to go from, and finally came back to Drew, and he just said, you know, just write about me. Don't write about all my accomplishments. Don't write about, you know, the millions of great grades he's gotten and big projects he's done and all that sort of thing. And I could do that. That was really easy. I've watched Drew grow up. I mean, I've seen him from a little swimmer all the way up to this big deal. So it was fun for me to do. It was honestly a huge privilege to do. As most of you know, now you know that the Rhodes Scholars, there's only 32 Americans and then 50 other scholars from other countries that get this. And it's 2 to 4 years paid for at Oxford. Most of you probably have never even seen Oxford, but it's like, it is Hogwarts. I mean, it is. Honestly, I've been looking at the pictures and seeing the campus, and it is. It's so cool. And there's history like you wouldn't believe coming out of that school. So this is truly, truly a big deal. Drew will be joining the likes of former Senator Russ Feingold, Wisconsin Senator Russ Feingold, and former President Bill Clinton, who are also Rhodes Scholars. So there's a, you know, quite a lineage going on in this college or out of this university. Again, it is a really, really big deal. And it is an honor for us to know Drew and to have gotten to be his friend and gotten to be his co-worker. Many of you pool staff get to work with him. Many of you were probably taught swimming lessons by this guy. You probably had him as one of your teachers, or for sure he lifeguarded during one of your classes. So, I mean, he's a real guy. I mean, it's cool. It's a lot of fun to be a part of this whole thing. So, anyways, the Rhodes Scholarship is based on four criteria. Academics, character, commitment to the common good, and potential for career leadership. Drew excels at all of them, but I got to write about the character. And I was privileged to represent this school as a reference in Drew's application process. He has been a huge part of our pool staff for many, many years. Not only does his mom make the best cheesy potatoes for our potlucks, he also brings energy, enthusiasm, fun, just a lot of really good things to the program, which we accept graciously and are very, very lucky to have. So in that reference letter, I sought to speak directly to Drew's character. Strength of character is a criteria about the choices that you make. It's not a talent, it's not or potential, it's really just who you are. So that's your character, and that's something that you can control. You have those choices, that's something you can control. And Drew is a wonderful example of controlling those choices and making the right one and using it to all the good of many, many, many different things. One of the highlights of my letter was, that may interest you, is when Drew was in high school, he was an athlete. And he did football, and he did swimming and track, and was very involved in all the sports. He was, did very well, worked very hard. He was part of the state champion swim teams that most of you have heard about, but he never actually swam at state. Okay? In fact, Rarely did he swim a varsity event. But those state champion teams chose Drew to be their captain and have him on the pool deck during the state meets, which is, if you think about it, really, really cool. So, anyways, we are so proud of where you are going, but we are more proud of who you are. Okay? We know you will continue to represent us well. May I introduce to all of you, Drew Birrenkott.